Hello, all. I hope you've had a good night. Man, I am on fire tonight. It's so funny. I was just watching this reading by The Reckoning in reference to a mother figure going against you. I've had quite a few of those. I've had quite a few mother figures go against me. Quite a few. I have indeed. For some reason, story of my life, just a lot of women get threatened by me. It doesn't matter their age. It doesn't matter if they're married. It doesn't matter if they have an abundance of money. Those things just don't matter. They just don't matter. They just get fruffled. And, well, it's so funny too, if you go down like the pipeline of like how they've reached their money and their abundance, like it's all very telling. A lot of the times there's like husbands that have passed, previous husbands. There's unique circumstances in reference to how they get their money. Not to mention what they do for a living. Or better yet, what religious groups they're involved in. I mean, it really is. It's straight pipeline. In reference to all the mother figures that have been in my life, my entire life. And then there's my mother, who's always been very much a people pleaser. She goes along with a narrative. She does not like confrontation, and she does not have a backbone. She just doesn't. And that's just truth. And, she just, I mean, I love her to death. You know, I do. I've gotten a very empathetic and compassionate heart from her. And I do feel like she is changing her tune, in reference to our connection that we have been, reformulating. But do I recognize the reality behind that? Absolutely. I do indeed. Do I know my family's involved? I do indeed. I do very much indeed. I know it's very deep, deep, deep. I know it's very, my family, if you look at the lineage and the bloodline of everything, it's entangled in a lot of messy stuff. It really, truly is. We have a lot of passings in our family that make no sense, but a lot of life insurance. As well as there's just a lot of controlled. And there's a lot of MAGA and a lot of a deep state adoption of the thought process of people deserving mistreatment because you don't adopt their mindset. You don't adopt their religious beliefs. You don't look like them. That's a problem too. And so it's one of those things. I've just never aligned with it. And I've always been very different. That's why I've always been the outcast. I've always been the black sheep in my family. I very much have. And I've always been a big threat. And so, again, that's just my family. I'm not talking about all the mother figures outside of my family and all those in my little community, too. It's so funny, too, because when I connect all, I'm like, golly, it's just so crazy. But yeah, that's true. 333. I'm well aware. And I'm sorry I threaten your narratives. I'm sorry you're not happy in your own life. I'm sorry you felt compelled to, like, attack me and do the most and... I don't know. It really is quite odd. But it also then, on the other scope of it, makes me realize that we just are a world built on envy and jealousy. And power. And greed. Like, Trump released a response into Marjorie... stepping down. She's never going to come back to this from this political whatever he said. And I'm like, bro, do you even hear yourself? It's just, how do you even know? Like, do you not understand that the world is moving against you? Like, have you adopted that mindset? Like, I know that you carry a lot of money, power, and XYZ. We're all well aware of that. We all are well aware of that. But we are the people. And quite frankly, the people hold the power. I mean, imagine if we all stopped putting money into the system. Imagine if we all stopped paying our taxes. Imagine if we all stopped deciding to go to work. and stop paying our bills, stop paying our utilities, and learn to adopt the reality of living by the fruits of the reality of what Jesus lived in. They didn't have utilities. They didn't have AC. They didn't have materialistic things. I feel as though we're going to have to lead to that at this point in the venture. To take our control back? Are you kidding? Because it's more than possible, bruh. It's more than possible. It straight is. We can pull our money from the system in a heartbeat. Pull your money from the banks. It'll funnel in a minute. Choose not to go to work. Choose not to pay your taxes. They make money off of you. You control the power. We control the power. They don't, we do. Let's just be clear here. Because I feel like somewhere along the way, things have gotten misconstrued. Although you say you're for the people, I'm not sure what people. Well, we're all well aware of what people you are for. That's abundantly clear. You're for the pedophiles, the sexual abusers, the criminals that pay you a lot of money, right? That's who you're for. All those that do blackmail, coercion, make funny money, become millionaires overnight. That's who you're for. The nonprofits that don't have to put their statements in. Like, that's who you're for. We're all well aware of that. And not to mention XYZ country and now all these other ones, right? We're all well aware. It's pretty abundantly clear. Like, we know our place, we know our role, right? But you're soon going to figure out what our role is. And very little power that you actually do hold. Because let me tell you something, brother. You treading lightly. You are treading lightly. We have the power to pull anything. Anything. We don't need you. We were adopted a fake false facade when you started running. And man, did you pull off a good show. Slow clap for that. Right? You had us all fooled. I mean, honestly, you should be given an Emmy at this point. In the double lives and the false facade and the fake mask that you poured into us. Making America great again. Like, huh? Epstein who? Like, are we still talking about this? And then now, Charlie Kirk, his assassination, you're like, hands off, ain't gonna say a word about the investigation. Zero. And then you got Patel over here that's like, like, really? Like, come on. No, bruh. We hold the power. So move properly or you're going to lose yours. And then you're going to be walking in the streets and I'm telling you, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. We don't need you. We don't need materialism. We don't need power. We don't need greed. I promise you, you release that, that's when you'll find your peace. That's when you'll find your peace. And that's when you'll find your heaven on earth. Which he's made it abundantly clear. He's not heaven bound. Which is so sad to say. Coming from a president to say that. In God we trust. Above all. And our own president says, I'm not heaven bound. I'm actually on Air Force One. And this is probably the closest heaven bound I'll be. I mean, if that's not a hidden message, I don't know what else is. I mean, quite frankly, this is a joke. And you're being a comedian at this point. I'm sorry, but that's just truth. I am sorry. You know, shoot me from the back. I'm down. Please do, because I know exactly where I'm going. Because I actually am heaven bound. And I pray that maybe one day you'll come to your senses and join me on this fight. Do what you actually are called to do because you're going against it. Why? Because you're allowing your ego, money, power, and greed and dirty deeds and not wanting to take accountability. And that's all it is. And I love you guys. Sweet dreams. Spicy video. But yeah, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We have the power and we need to stand in it. We surely do. And I'll show you how we have the power. I guarantee you I can show you. I love you guys.